This is
the Handbag Husband.
the Handbag Husband.
International.
Yay, international, baby. So today we are here in Venice, but really this video is going to be more about kind of our Hermescapades, international and domestic, because we've been, going to the boutiques in Los Angeles, in the United States, in Las Vegas, but also internationally. So Paris, as well as London, as well as Italy, and also more recently our Asia trip. And if you haven't checked that out, check it out. It is probably one of the best trips we've ever done. But as a result of doing all these kind of Hermescapades around the world, you sort of end up with a lot of wish lists, right? You end up wish lists in different areas, and we start to develop the wish list based off the area and the likelihood of getting what we're looking for within the context of each of those regions. So today we're going to be talking about what are our 3 current different wish lists that we have, which country they're in, and why we decided to have those bags put into those wish lists in each of those countries. Now, before we get to it, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermes conversation, if you like the Hermes milieu, and if you like the bag candy, and man, we're gonna have so much more bag candy for you, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it does really help the channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also because it means you get notified when our newest long videos come out, our short videos come out, and all the stuff we have on the socials at Handbag Husband on Instagram as well as on YouTube. We have new Hermes content coming out every single week. All right, so let's talk about our 3 current wish lists. All right, so let's talk about the first wish list that we have going at the moment, because we have 3 of them kind of all juggling in the air. And it's actually going to be in London, because I think it was about 6 months ago. Do you remember how long ago it was? It was a while ago.
Last winter.
Last winter, we had a chance to go to London, to the UK, check out our videos for that, and visit quite a few boutiques. In fact, 3 of them. So we went to Harrods, we went to Sloane, and we went to Bond Street. Each of them are pretty good. Harrods to the lesser degree. But while we were there, we had an opportunity to talk to one of the essays, and also had an opportunity to kind of ask whether or not we could put in a wish list. And to our surprise, the essay said, yeah, they said that we could put it in. So the interesting aspects, or maybe the specific aspects of the London wish list is, first of all, they don't have a local and non-local policy, but they do prioritize locals. So that means that if you put in a wish list for a specific bag and that bag comes up and another local has it, they're going to get the opportunity to buy that bag first. Second of all, they said that the wish list lasts for a totality of 18 months, so a little bit more than a year.
Which is kind of odd.
Why is
Why
that?
is not like 1 year, 12
Yeah,
months? So
yeah.
like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, and then if your number comes up and the bag actually becomes available, you have 1 week to come pick it up. Otherwise, just start offering to other
Which
people.
is pretty generous.
I think it's generous.
Because we were talking to the Venice,
Yeah.
and they said 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold my beer.
Yeah, that's right.
3
Hold my bag.
days? Hold my beer.
Yeah,
Like,
we
I'll be here
could,
in a day and a
yeah, we
half.
could definitely
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so a week I think is pretty nice. And the other thing is, and I think this is something that was new to me to understand, and it explains a lot, is that sometimes you go into the boutiques and you see people getting offered tons and tons of bags. We saw it in Milan where they were just pulling bags out of everywhere. But the thing is, we noticed no one was taking them. And what it turns out is that, at least our hypothesis, is that they're getting offered these bags to look at. If they want to make a wish list, they can look at the different bags and make a decision. And that one makes a whole lot more sense, because they had some pretty amazing bags. They were like showing somebody, and then they were showing to somebody else, and they're showing to somebody else. I was like, oh, no one wants this bag. But I think it's more of a situation that you can kind of
Like
try it
try it
on,
on,
or
yeah, see the
see a
sizes.
size or see the pattern, and get an idea of what that is before you put the wish list in, because that happened to us here in London, because we got a chance to try on I think it was a Kelly
35, yeah.
35 in new blue jeans, which I think maybe that was a sample bag, because no one's gonna.
No, it's a sample bag. It has a tag on.
Yeah, it's a sample bag, but I'm saying the reason why that one is a sample bag, because I don't know how many people are gonna fall in love with the new blue jeans. Kelly.
I think there's many.
Yeah, oh, well, maybe. If you guys are in the new blue jeans, sorry. I like the color, but I don't know, it just didn't look that well on the Kelly. So we did all that, went through the rigmarole, got an understanding of how the program works, how the wish list works for London, and we put in a wish list for a Kelly 28
32.
32,
35.
and 35.
So the bag that we tried on, it was 35. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely the right size. Although now I'm starting to wonder a little bit, as I don't know if our ambitions for bags are getting bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we put that one in. We requested in a neutral color, so try to make the window as big as possible.
It's Hail Mary.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely Hail Mary.
I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna expire. Yeah.
With gold hardware, and yeah, I mean, I think I almost feel like they're just kind of throwing people bones, right? They're
They just want to be nice to
yeah, they just want to be
everyone.
nice and get you out. Just like the easiest way to get people out is to put the wish list in and then be like 18 months later, oh, it's expired, it didn't work out,
Need to
whatever.
renew. Yeah.
And again, those are things that we see in the 0-star reviews too, right?
Yeah.
We see people being like,
Some.
oh, it's been a year and I didn't get that bag. So I don't have my hopes up. And again, if you are putting a wish list in, or if you're putting that's why we're putting in multiple wish lists.
Sure.
Right? Because we realize this, the likelihood of any of these ones.
That's why it says
hitting
wish.
Yeah, so
That's
a good
why
one.
it says
Yeah,
wish.
Yeah, that's why it's not a guarantee list, right?
Sure,
Or a special order.
Sure.
So the other thing to it is that the wish list, I guess we didn't discuss it really, is I wonder as we start actually getting some bags like we did here in Venice, and maybe some of the ones that do show up on our wish list or one of our other wish list hits, I wonder how we make changes. Does it reset it? Do you remember if it resets it if we like change the wish list?
Oh, wait time? I
Yeah.
don't know. I haven't done it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the first wish list that we have in London, and let's talk about the other two that we have as well. All right, so let's talk a little bit about our second wish list, which is the wish list that we have running at our home store, our home boutique in the US of A at Topanga. And I don't know, I mean, this one is a little frustrating for a couple reasons. We'll talk about that and how it relates to the wish list. But really, because of the success we had in our last Hermescapades in Italy, we actually have to revise the wish list that we currently have
So
running.
let's go from the beginning. Like when we first went in, we put our wish list in
Yeah.
since last year.
Yeah, and we had a Birkin 30 and 35 on there, those sizes.
The reason why I put, so the wish list was Bergen 30, 35,
Yeah.
Kelly 28, 32, 35. Because I'm thinking, because we know that Los Angeles is difficult.
It's
difficult.
rough, right?
So,
because we see in spends like 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 5-to-1, basically.
so my
Yeah.
first strategy was, you know what, I'm gonna give them the biggest options.
Yeah,
Or give me the biggest
like
options.
cast the biggest net, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. So that's when we first went in, you're like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. But before this trip, or I don't know.
In our last Hermescapade through Italy.
No. I guess that too. No. The thing that's actually triggered is when we got offered the Constant, and I was like, okay, and then obviously we declined. It's from our Topanga store, and I was like, okay, you know what? I think it's coming very
Yes.
soon. So
Yeah.
that's the thing that's
Yeah.
triggered me, not because. I mean, yes, the last year that I got the Birkin 35.
Check out that video, by the way. You want to see the unboxing? It's so beautiful.
But you see, right? Like, so I was like, okay, I think this is the sign that, okay, I might be
You're on the
on the path.
Yeah.
It might not be that close, but
Yeah.
it's not that far away. So,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of like reflecting a bit, okay, do I want more Birkin this year? And the answer was like, you know what, I don't want
Yeah.
another Birkin this year because last year I already got the Birkin
Yeah.
35. So I revised the list to what?
To go back to the Kelly, right? Kelly
Yeah, to just
32,
Kelly,
35, or Kelly 25, 32.
No.
What was it?
25 is too small.
To go back to the Kelly, what was it again?
28,
28,
32,
32,
35.
35.
Go hardware.
And gold hardware, obviously, because we love gold hardware. And Retenay or Cellier is either will be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hopeful for Cellier, but Retenay will be fine too. Yeah.
But again, as we do more of these and put in our wish list in different places, like it is sort of frustrating to see how much we've spent, how much time we put in, and check that all out. We basically
Hong
have
Kong,
all,
Hong Kong.
but check out
I
like
know,
all of our list of what we
it's
spent and
crazy
everything.
that I mentioned Hong Kong so much. You guys probably be like,
Well, I mean,
shut up about Hong Kong.
It has had such a big, I mean, it made such a big impact on
Yeah.
our Hermes kind of pathway.
Yeah.
So check that out. But yeah, you can follow us along and see what our spend is and all our visits and everything we've gotten, and see how far we've gotten down the line at Topanga. And really, if you compare that to just the kind of one-offs we've had randomly internationally, it almost doesn't make sense, right? It almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And also, we don't have to deal with the local, non-local policy. That is our local store. That is our home store. We live in the Hermes district or whatever,
for
right?
sure, yeah.
So they can't be like that. So if that's how they treat locals,
Or they'd be like, go to Beverly Hills. I'm like,
yeah,
not like
good
you.
luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it really has illuminated, and hopefully for you all, kind of illuminated what those two different processes are and kind of what those strengths are. But obviously we've just resolved the wish list because we are slowly starting to get more and more stuff international, easier than it is domestically in the U.S. wish list.
But I think that's when we were started in Topanga. That's what we want to prove, right?
That's what we wanted to see. We didn't know. We literally were there the first day.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because we have heard like, oh, US is really, really difficult to get.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's probably gonna be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hope that we will probably get this one fulfilled this year.
You think it's gonna happen this year?
I hope so. I hope so.
I guess what makes you think it's gonna happen this year?
Because there's constant offer.
Okay, so she offered us something. Not. I guess is Constance even considered quota bag in the U.S.?
I guess depends on the store, but obviously it's not that like easy to get from the SA, right?
It wasn't boxed though.
Yes.
So I mean that adds like, to me at least, another little level
Sure.
to it. Yeah.
Correct. Or people don't want box. Could be that.
Yeah. Then I also wonder, like, is this part of the game, right? Is this like the test at the end of Indiana Jones, like choose the actual Holy Grail, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you want the constants? And if we had said yes, then they would like mess everything up and change the time
be.
schedules and
Yeah.
mess with all of that. So obviously we're like, it's beautiful, and it was beautiful, and if it was in gold, it would have been a real consideration,
I
right?
actually might.
It would have been real consideration,
Yeah.
but I think that was just the right move to hold off on it until we really keep the eye on the prize, right?
I
What we're
think
looking
so.
for.
Yeah. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be able to show you guys what we get.
Yeah, or again, there's also a very real possibility that we get those bags from somewhere else and we'll have to revamp the whole wish list again.
I don't think so.
Eh.
I think it's gonna keep this list and all the way through.
Doesn't mean I'm going to stop asking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we've talked about our wish list in the UK. We've talked about the wish list in the US of A. And now it's time to talk a little bit about probably our most hopeful of wish lists, which is hopeful, so much hopeful in the EU, right? So the European zone. Yes, UK is outside of it, but so yeah, I think we have a very specific kind of criteria because one, we are so hopeful for the bags that are here, which means that we're kind of shooting for the fences a little bit, right?
Correct.
Previously, when we got here, or previously earlier this year, we had a wish list that was at a point where we were looking for a Kelly 28, 32, or 35 in neutral color with gold hardware, Retrone or Cellier, and an exotic.
Yeah, matte or shiny.
Matte or shiny. Preferable matte because our shiny things are getting, our closet's getting a little too shiny. But the matte is also, I think, harder to get, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
But this time around, now we got a chance to talk to some of our SAs, and our collection has changed. It has morphed a little bit.
Yeah, because I
since we've been there.
I didn't think that I was gonna get
Yeah.
like Kelly 35 in Hong Kong.
Yes, check out the Hong Kong video.
Please check out the Hong Kong video.
It's so beautiful.
I didn't know I was gonna get that early because I thought I'm gonna get this bag, I don't know, maybe towards the end of the year or something.
Yes.
You know, so I was like, oh, now what do I do? So we decided, okay, we can revise the list. Revise the wish list. And we're kind of like going back and forth of like, should we change it to just normal, non-exotic, or should we just keep exotic?
But we ended up being like, okay.
Because you were like, maybe we should just change to non-exotic.
Well, yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I think the exotic is obviously beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love the shinier and the more exotic-y that you can get. But I think our collection is kind of starting to get kind of a little lopsided, right? It's getting a little heavy to the exotic side because there's so much considerations in usage for them. You end up with a
Sure.
lot of beautiful bags,
Sure.
which are, beautiful, but
Cannot use it every
you don't
day,
use
but-
them as often as you would as I would like to see you use them.
Sure,
Honestly,
sure.
yeah. I think also as kind of a distant consideration for it is that, as the collection, looking at the collection as a whole as a potential investment. This is not investment advice. I'm not a financial investor. In fact, this is probably bad financial advice. But looking at it as overall, they don't appreciate as much as the more popular
True,
bags like a
true.
Mini Kelly in, gold on gold or those kinds of things. So,
Yeah.
I think that the exotic ones are beautiful and they are for those people who really love Hermes and really feel a kinship with it. But I think that for us, we're getting kind of heavy on that. And you'll see as we start doing our full collection review in the not so distant future, piece by piece probably. But I think that it's getting a little heavy, and I think that there's a practicality usage to it, and there's also an appreciation issue with it as well. So that's why it sort of makes sense to get more bags that we can use that are also more popular and they'd appreciate a little bit more. And so that's what kind of brought us, at least from my side, that was
Yeah,
my input
yeah.
on maybe why we should extract the exotic portion of the wish list.
I was so back and forth, like I went back and forth so multiple times. But I was thinking that okay, I think and I hope that I am gonna get the Kelly in like a normal, non-exotic leather from my Topanga store.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided, you know what, I want to keep the exotic here
Yeah.
in my third
Yeah,
wish list.
yeah.
So that kind of does it make sense to you though?
Yeah, to kind of keep them separate, and also I think that getting requesting exotic in
US.
Topanga,
Yeah,
I mean,
it would be way-
that is a
it would be
big
more
lift.
difficult.
Yeah,
So we revised the list.
yeah,
And SA was kind of confused because so we revised it to Kelly 28. So the old list was Kelly 28, 32, 35, Red 28 or Cellier, Croc, Gold Hardware, matte or shiny, I don't care. And I was like, I really want to get black. Since already got black, so we cut the 35 black. And the SA was like, oh yeah, you get the black. I was like, I don't want the black anymore. And she was like, oh, okay.
yeah. The essay was kind of
She
like,
was
oh,
confused.
yeah,
Because that was like that's
yeah,
the most.
yeah. You were
What's it
pretty
called?
adamant about it, black previously.
Yeah, being
yeah.
black. So
Interesting enough, by the way, something that surprised me for sure. She's like, oh, you know what? I would also take green. I was like,
no. I told you there's some exception.
No. I was like, who are you and what have you
Okay,
done, my beautiful wife?
so we
Why are
revised.
you doing this?
So we revised the list to Kelly 28, 32. So we cut up 35, and I don't want Red 28 anymore. I want it to be Cellier and gold hardware, very firm with gold hardware. Do not want black and do not want purple. And yes, when you asked me, I'm going to say I'm okay with green.
Yeah.
Green with croc and shiny, it's super pretty.
It is very, I mean, it's beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
look, we saw the pochette, the Kelly pochette in green Doblo suede with the gold hardware. Actually, it was palladium hardware, but they also make one in gold hardware in London, and I fell in love with it.
No,
Right?
I don't like. I'm not down for that. It has to be exotic.
No, I'm just saying that you don't have to preach to me that
Oh.
you like the green and the gold. The
No.
green is, and the
Because
gold
it's
is.
Chinese. When it's it's either
fine.
like lizard or like croc or alligator. Shiny, so pretty. I'm down for that green.
Yeah.
And you were like, what about orange? I was like, oh, if there's orange, I'm down.
Yeah,
And I was like, she shook her
It's like,
head. There's
there's
no way
no
you're gonna
way.
get it.
Yeah.
That color,
Yeah.
it's just so pretty, so hard to find.
I-
You didn't know?
It's too road coney for me,
No,
right?
it-
I just,
the MS
it's-
edge.
I don't know.
Orange.
I always see it and I think
MS
of people
orange.
doing construction. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
You can use it
Strike
during
me that way.
Halloween.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
or direct airplanes with it.
Sure. So that's we just revised our third list.
Mm.
I'm not in a hurry also because this year I already got
Yeah.
a exotic bag.
Yeah.
So
And also, our anticipation is that the build outs for the bags that we want to fill in our collection are the more complicated, more sophisticated, and less produced ones, right? So I think that
I think that will be the goal for next year.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. I think that we realize that there's gonna be some time that
Yeah,
needs to pass
which is
for this to
fine,
happen,
which is
right? Just
perfectly
because they don't
fine.
produce them that often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And you know, I don't know. We're even sort of kind of toying, and we have not put it on our wish list yet or anything like that. And they may not even be required, but also toying with some of those
Like limited pieces.
some of those limited, some of those very strange and exotic in the sense of not the material on them necessarily, but just the style. The Desordres, right? Something on wheels, something on wheels. I mean, all this is Bolivie, but if they come out with something else on the wheels, something with feathers, something with, you know, something just kind of outlandish. I think we're getting to that point where our appreciation is kind of matching up with that kind of design as well. And
I guess we don't know. We haven't talked to any other essays.
We never even really- yeah.
They might just be like, oh, no.
no.
They might just be like straight no.
Well, the
or-
bullied skate. They're like, you have this one, you're like, no.
So we don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know that one. I'm planning for next year. Like start talking to the essay next year, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Let's wrap this year
Yeah.
first. And
I
then
mean, also trying to figure out how would those even incorporate into our wardrobe, right?
I
Like,
don't even know.
How would it, yeah, it'd be. I would just leave it in my office and be like, look how
I
beautiful
guess my
it
point.
is,
I guess my
right?
point is I want to talk to the SA first, see what they respond. Like, do we even have a chance?
Yeah.
We might not.
Yeah.
We might not be like
Yeah.
totally like different league than
Yeah, that's right.
the
yeah.
VVVVV.
They're like, that's a little
people.
too much bag for you all at this
Yeah.
point. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I get it. I get it. I
So
get it.
we'll see how
Yeah.
we'll see those.
Yeah.
You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
So that is the state of the bag wish list in the 3 different
So
places we got
hopeful.
it. Right, so we're so hopeful in the UK as well as the USA as well as Europe. And as you can see, we've kind of designed the bag list around what we feel is sort of realistic, the feedback we're getting from the essays, and what we think we could possibly potentially get in a reasonable time frame, and even in some cases an unreasonable time frame.
So all those
know.
3, you think which one gonna come first?
Yeah, which one? We can take bets, right? We can do over/under bets on which one we think we're gonna get first, because we don't know either, right? So,
I think the US. I hope it's gonna be the US.
yeah, I think U.S. is gonna happen this year for
Come on, I pay
sure.
taxes, man.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I think that we've built that relationship pretty strong, and we're already starting to
I
get
don't know.
getting trickles of stuff. So, I think there's a there. We're just not yet there, but we got a couple more visits planned. We're gonna go. We've got some other stuff we need to collect, so that might put us over that tipping point in the U.S. Europe, I'm obviously hopeful for because
Maybe not this year
we'll see.
because it's
Yeah.
exotic, you know.
I'm still hopeful. I'm a hopeful guy. I'm a hopeful guy. And UK, let's see, right? I think UK is a long shot. We just like the UK, and we end up being there more often. So we just put one in, and if that one works, even better.
Sure.
Even better. So that's all really the wish list that we have put in there. Again, love to see what your comments are. You know, if or what your experience with your wish list is. Have you put in a wish list lately? Is it coming through? Is it moving faster? What have you put in? What have you taken out? I'd love to hear
Do you
that one.
revise?
Yeah,
do you
how
revise
do you
the
revise
list?
it? Yeah. Like what are the criteria to revise it? Those are all interesting things. Put them down in the comments because we are going to do some short videos, some Instagrams, just responding directly to the comments because it's way better than just putting the heart and the thumbs up and things like that. So that's all going to come out, and stay tuned for that. But of course, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermes conversation, if you like the Hermes milieu, and if you like the Hermescapades and the bag candy, and you know, we're always trying to bring you as much bag candy as we can. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help the channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. But also because it means you get notified when our newest long videos come out, when our newest short videos come out, and all the stuff we have on the socials at Handbag Husband on Instagram and YouTube. We're going to respond to the comments. If you got comments, you want responses, it's going to be on there. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, from the beautiful city of Roma in Piazza Navona, ciao.
So we changed it to Kelly 2832. So we cut off the 35 because we already got the 35.
Yeah.
In croc.
Check out our unboxing of the 35 Rouge Cellier, beautiful Birkin.
What? No, this is Kelly. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
what size is the Birkin?
35.
Oh, we'll check that one out too then.
All right. One more time.
All right, here we go.
So, all right, let's go again.